Hello everybody, welcome to Adventures in Beekeeping. Today, my name is Dale and I'm new to beekeeping, and today I'm going to try to plant some buckwheat. It's August the 15th, 2020, and currently we have what's called a dearth here in Kentucky, and the number of flowers and blooms that are out there are kind of low that I've heard about buckwheat. So I thought what I would do would be to plant this little section here of buckwheat and just see what it does. It's supposed to emerge in about 3 or 4 days, or germinate in about 3 or 4 days, and then should have blooms on it maybe in 4 weeks. So maybe mid-September I should have some blooms on some buckwheat. I probably should have done this earlier, maybe planted this at the 1st of July, so that there would be some blooms here in early August and late August. But that's what I'm going to try to do today, and I've mowed this already, and then I'm going to rototill it, and then I'm just going to broadcast some buckwheat seed. I'll show the buckwheat seed in a minute. Okay, the rototilling is all done, and my patch turned out to be about 30 feet by 10 feet. And the rototilling was just to bust up the sod. I'm not going to be real particular about getting the grass out of there, but I think it'll be fine. I just needed to be able to get the seed in contact with the dirt. And so let's look at the seed. Here I have a bag of buckwheat seed. And you can see it's just lots of little seeds. And this bag is 5 pounds of buckwheat seed. I just bought it at the store last night, and so it's about, if you drill it, it's 50 pounds per acre. So this would do like 1/10 of an acre, and this little patch that I'm doing is way smaller than that. If you broadcast it, I think it was more like 70 pounds per acre. And so I'm just going to broadcast this on this space, and then I'm going to water it in. And then I have this tobacco cloth. It's a real thin, light cloth I'm going to use to cover some of it. And that'll help me with the bees. It'll help me with the birds not eating the seeds. And then I am going to water it in, and then check on it a couple of days, see what's going on. So, buckwheat. Buckwheat is often used to make gluten-free flour, and when we think about buckwheat pancakes and that kind of stuff. Buckwheat is also used as a green manure. They just grow the buckwheat in and as a cover crop, and then they just till it in. About when the blooms start, they just till it in and allow all those nutrients that the buckwheat extracted from the ground to go right back into the ground. Another reason for having buckwheat is the buckwheat has a small flower on it, and the flower blooms as a bunch of flowers, and the bees love it, pollinators love it, and it produces a lot of nectar. Now, if you're using buckwheat for honey, it'll make the honey really dark, and it also makes the honey have a really bold taste. But I'm not really going to use the honey that's coming, that the bees are going to make this fall. I'm going to use it, just let them keep it, so I'm not worried about it being dark. So like I said, I'm just going to broadcast this and water it in, cover it up, and it should germinate in 3 or 4 days, and then I should be able to take the cloth off after maybe a week or so, and it should grow from there. Okay, the buckwheat has been spread or scattered around the space. Just one quick warning, and that is, be very methodical when you're scattering the seed, because once you throw it out there, it's almost impossible to see where you've thrown seed and where you haven't. So be very methodical, very consistent, and don't let yourself get distracted because you may, and I may have missed some places in my scattering of the seed. So there it is, all watered in and covered up. The guy at the store told me that the white blanket, the tobacco cloth, was 20 feet wide. So I ordered 10 feet, thinking it would be 20 by 10. But it was only 10 feet wide, and I ordered 10 feet, and now it's 10 by 10. So I looked around and I found this frost blanket, and it's probably way too heavy. It's a little heavier than the white. But really all I'm trying to do is keep the birds from eating the seed, and then have this section down here that's not covered. So be a good experiment. A tobacco cloth covered seeds, winter frost blanket covered seeds, and just a little bit of dirt covered seeds. So that's our project for today. Thanks for watching. God bless and have a great day. So this is the buckwheat 1 week after planting. They're 2 to 3 inches tall. And there's a lot of the little seedlings, the little buckwheat plants. So I told you I'd report back the differences. So this section right here had a white tobacco cloth on it, and right now after 1 week it doesn't look much different than this section, which had a green frost blanket over it, and it doesn't look a whole lot different from this section where I didn't have anything, but I did kind of cover it a little bit by just raking a little bit. Now these are a little bit taller. You can see that these that didn't have any covering at all are a little bit taller. They didn't have the white cover or the green cover. They were just a little bit of dirt scattered across them. So this is buckwheat seedlings, and hopefully in a couple more weeks, 3 or 4 more weeks, this will be blooming and it'll provide some nectar for my honeybees.